6:30 briefing on Mondays because we got some feedback from our daily meetings, and when things were just changing day by day by day and we're making up as we went along, it was very important that we got together every day and said, hey, how's everyone doing? How's everyone doing? I think we've hit a stride, not to say things aren't changing and they won't continue to change, but we've hit some of the strides. So what the feedback I was getting was the 8:30 was becoming a little repetitive. We're saying the same things over and over again. And some of the questions were bringing us far afield. So, again, like Melissa just said, if you have pertinent questions, save them to the end, we'll ask them. And it doesn't mean that at the end of the meeting you can't ask a question. Come see Sharice, myself, Melissa, any of us afterwards if you have questions that go above and beyond and you want to ask them. I'm not trying to stifle anyone's questions, but if we have a brief amount of time, we have all these people wrapped up in this, we don't want to spend it discussing the intricacies of something that maybe only affects 2 people in this room. So, a couple things. You may have already heard that I put a Paylocity, hard to talk loud on this thing. I put a Paylocity announcement out a few days ago, but we do have an employee appreciation gift card program we're doing. We are going to give a $50 gift card to every single employee in this store, to the local business of their choice, and all the department managers should be getting together with everyone else to get that list. So if you don't know about it, talk to your immediate supervisor about it. They've got a list. And it's local to here or local to you. Just something, I don't want Target or Best Buy or Walmart. I want to support some of these local businesses. They're having a challenge. So pick a local business that can be food. It can be not food. It can be, Tom wanted to go to the bike shop, and someone else wants a restaurant. So some local business is having some struggles, and that we can help by doing that, and also help you by giving you something, because we appreciate you being here. Really, really, really do. It's a small thing we can do. We'll try to do more of those things here, because we really are happy that you guys are here. If you can save it to the end, Chris. Apologies. May have noticed Cintas came in finally and got us 10 hand sanitizer stations. They don't say hand sanitizer on them. We're getting a label out for them. So if you don't know where they are, they're little gray boxes, one at the exit, one at the entrance. One at produce, between produce and deli, so you guys can use it there. One over at the meat department, one at the restrooms, one at each register, and one at the service desk. So we have 10 more coming, and we'll put them into the other departments as they come. So they're going to come weekly and keep those full, hopefully. That's what they say. Hopefully they don't come next week and say, we're all out now, and you'll just have empty gray boxes hanging on your walls, which may happen as well. So those things are coming. We're moving forward. We want to make sure that we have sinks, hand sanitizer stations, as many places as possible for you as well as for our customers. Okay. Mask policy, or facial covering policy. So I know Brian spent some hours on the CDC website. I spent some time on the CDC website, and I'm going to we're trying to make this mask policy based upon CDC recommendations. All right? There is a question about face shields, and I'm going to be brutally honest here. If we are trying to make a policy based upon CDC recommendations, nowhere can I find anything about face shields. So I went to some of our sister co-ops and saw what they were doing. Most of them are not mentioning face shields. The few that do mention face shields say in addition to the mask, because the face shield is more for protecting your eyes, and the mask is for covering, CDC says cover your nose and mouth and make it seal somewhat up underneath. It's to catch droplets coming out. Face shield is open on the bottom, so there's some question there. I have 2 co-ops that I went to that said face shields are being made available to employees that have breathing issues and medical reasons for wearing them, and we are allowing them to wear that instead. So there are 2 co-ops out there that I know of, at least, they're doing that instead. I think at this point, we're going to tentatively go there. If there is a medical reason you need to wear a face shield because you cannot breathe and do your job, and we do have 1 or 2 folks here, then come to me or Sharice or Melissa for an approval there, but it is not following the letter of the CDC recommendation, so I'm very hesitant to go there. So I want to let everyone know, this might change. We're gonna keep looking, we're gonna keep asking, we're gonna keep researching, and this development change, CDC tomorrow could change what they say. But for now, this is what they want, something that covers the nose and the face, can be a bandana, can be something made out of a t-shirt, can be a piece of cloth, can be an official face mask, can be one of the respirators you buy. But that is the CDC recommendation. The face shields are an additional layer, and we will allow them for folks that have a medical reason. It's like, I just cannot breathe in this thing, I have asthma, whatever. Come see us. We will make an exception for you. I do not want someone to be trying to work and not being able to breathe. That is not my goal. But I also want to have this make sense. And if it's not doing the job it's supposed to, then we are not doing our job if we're not following the CDC recommendations and allowing something that doesn't follow that. So just want to let you know that. If you have any questions on that, please come see us. This is an evolving situation, and it's an evolving policy. So as things change, as we find out more, that may change. So my goal is to make you able to work and you be comfortable, but also keep us safe. I mean, safety is the number one thing here. I want to keep people safe, and I don't want to open the door to a policy that then removes that safety. Okay? 6 foot, vendor masks. We've just instituted a vendor mandatory mask policy. It's posted at the back door. We have some disposable masks in the drawer out back for Reggie to hand out to vendors first one time and say, we have a mask policy for vendors. We didn't announce it out ahead of time, so you may be surprised by this if you have no way of covering up. Here is a disposable mask to start with. We will not give you another one next time you come and deliver. Please put one on. So our goal is, whether they're on the floor or not, when they come in the back door, we need to be protected from them. They should be wearing a mask. So that rolled out this weekend, and I don't know yet. I haven't talked to Reggie if there's been any kerfluffle about that.
Not yet, but
not yet.
he used to let me know if there is.
Yep, and Chris handed some out yesterday to people who, of course, they didn't know. We sprung it on them surprise. We're like, here's a sign, didn't tell you ahead of time, here you go. So we wanted to make sure we had options for them. So far, a couple states around our area have made mandatory customer mask policies. Our governor has not done that yet. I'm kind of hoping he does, but we're monitoring that situation, and we may go there. The problem is, how do we do that? How do we police that? How do we cover that? Because we do not have a big supply of disposable masks to give out to customers. So it is something we're talking about, something we're discussing, something we're thinking about. I realize that is an ultimate safety issue, people coming in here without masks on. Most people, it seems, are wearing masks, but there are some that aren't. So I don't want to do our staff a disservice by allowing that to happen if there's a way we can make it be better. So that is something we're talking about. Speaking of that, 6 foot enforcement. I'll say this over and over and over again. The 6 foot rule, very difficult here. That's why we're trying to keep this meeting brief. If you have a customer that does not understand the 6 feet, kindly remind them of the 6 foot distance. So Audrey comes up close to me, and I'm like, ma'am, I'm going to step back 6 feet for our social distancing. Audrey pushes me. I'm like, ma'am, we're doing 6 feet here. Social distancing is our policy. And she doesn't listen. She keeps coming. I'm going to go, I can't wait on you until you can stand 6 feet away from me. Okay? I'm very insistent on that, and I can call my manager to talk to you. You are all empowered to do that. If it's a deli counter, someone's right up in front of your face, you back up and say, I need you to step back. It's our policy. Keep everyone safe. Keep you safe from me. Keep me safe from you. If they don't get it, just say, I can't wait on you until you step back. Yes, quickly. We could. We've got signs everywhere, but we could have some signs available that you could hold out. Yep. I've got the signs they're posted around. I can print extras and have a few for each department, so you could have one ready to hold out, or make sure that one's on the wall.
Well, no, I mean, like if they're trying to get closer because they're hearing kind of hear what you're saying, can you write actively to say like this is what I'm trying to say.
I'm totally fine with that. I just want to give you a tool to have something, so you don't have to be writing something on a piece of paper. So absolutely. whatever,
I'm just gonna nod and go,
yeah,
uh-huh.
however it takes to get that message across, and we can do signs. So, just want to let you all know, you're empowered to do that, okay? Please. You may have also noticed we've opened up some aisles, bulk aisles open up. We're trying to get the corridors a little more open so that people can pass each other without scrunching up. When people make that turn going down one aisle and then down the next, they have a little more room there. We're continuing to do that. Please do not bring in, if your vendor or one of your suppliers says, hey, I got this little neat little floor rack. No, it's not more, no more floor racks. Our goal is to open up more floor space. I realized floor racks before, we were talking about, let's get more stuff on the floor. People trip over it, they buy it, it's more impulse sales. Not
Bulk
doing-
displays.
We're not,
Bulk display.
we're not doing that. We need to cut these down, not add them up. If you have an existing display that's squished into a corner and it's working for you, and it's not really taking up room, I'm okay with that. But we are looking not to add more, we're looking to try to clear up more room. So that is a goal. We're working on that as well, so. You got anything? I don't want to hog the whole meeting.
No. We are looking at a process that in the unlikely event we have an employee that has a test come back positive. We are working on our responses to that. So that's on our agenda for this week, involving contact tracing, less than 6 feet for greater than 10 minutes within 48 hours. Those are the rough guidelines at this time. And then who knew 2 hours could go by so quickly? And it does, and I just want to thank everybody for stopping what they're doing and doing the 2-hour sanitation rotation. Because we still need to remain vigilant. I mean, we can't let up now. I mean, there's talk of opening up this and not doing that, and we can do this again, but this is not something that we can stop. And we're gonna have to continue to do it for the foreseeable future. And so we all have to row the boat in the same direction. We all have to stop what we're doing every 2 hours and take care of each other. And I just want to thank you so much for sticking to it, because it's keeping us safe. So thank you. That's all I got.
Throw one more thing in there with the 6-foot distance. Keep thinking about your departments. I've got some plexiglass shields. I showed Michelle, I'm not Michelle, I showed Jose the other day. You know, if there's a place in the deli, we could hook it up to where you're like, we're working a couple feet apart, we just cannot get away from each other. Let's work on some innovative ways of moving ourselves apart. We've already done it produce, that's a good job over there. Meat department has moved their tables, that's a good job there. Let's keep working on that. I don't know if any of you follow the news, like the meat packing plants, you know, they had to shut
I
one.
grew up there. That's
So
my hometown.
they had to shut one down, and it's like, I forget how many, 60 employees all tested positive.
365.
Okay, yeah, so depending on which meat plant we're talking about.
Yeah.
But that's horrifying to me, because I'm thinking, if something happened in here and we're all not paying attention to the 6-foot rule, we're not all wearing masks, we're not all trying to be vigilant about cleaning, it's gonna spread like wildfire. I don't want that. I mean, that's horrifying to me for your health, your safety, as well as mine, as well as the public's. We need to think about this. All right, so assume that people could be infectious. This thing is infectious several days before anyone shows symptoms. So you have to assume that and say, the way I'm working, is this safe? If we're both masked up and we're both working 6 feet apart, we get a little close together sometimes, but just not for a very prolonged period of time, then we are doing a good job at trying to delay this spread. But if we're working side by side, we're ignoring it, we're having yuck in the corner here, we're eating meals together, we're got our masks off to eat, and we're sitting too close together, we're not doing it right. We need to be thinking about this all the time. All right, guys? So if anyone has...
I just had 2 things that I
Yep,
wanted
sure.
to add. I am still doing my one-on-one check-ins. It is taking quite a while to check in with everybody, but I'm still working on that. If you have something, if you want to be to the top of the list of my check-in, please feel free to see me. Otherwise, I'm just kind of grabbing people as I see them. The other thing, and I haven't completely checked the notes, so you 2 will probably be able to comment on this. If we have somebody out, and that's part of the message, if somebody's out you need to check in with your manager. The manager or yourself needs to check in with one of us, because it's not like, okay, I'm out, I feel better, I'm back. We need to find out more about what's going on. We have the practice that has been brought to our attention, especially if you have a fever. You can't come back when that fever breaks. You need to wait a few days before you come back. And there's other situations that we're learning. So we're going to mention it at the managers meeting, but also mentioning it to you to get the word out. If you are sick, people have been really great at being cautious. I've gotten a lot of calls. And once you start feeling better, we just need to check in so that we're following the proper protocol, again, to keep us safe. That's all I have.
Okay. Chris had a question, I don't know if it's still pertinent.
I picked a 99 restaurant $50 gift certificate, thank you very much. If that's not local enough, I'd be happy to change it now that you mentioned it. To something more local, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Well, the people that work there are
Right.
local.
yeah, so I'm okay with
And
that.
by supporting them, you're keeping them in a job.
Yeah, yeah,
And are they corporate or are they a franchise?
that's a good question.
Because I
don't
think
know.
an individual might purchase that franchise license, that individual who owns it might still be local.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they're corporate.
Yeah, but
Yeah, they
still, the
might be.
people who work there need their jobs.
Yeah.
And so we're supporting them.
So I don't have a hard line there, just, you know.
And if anybody's made a choice they want to change, we can change it.
Yeah.
A lot of places do.
I talked with Susan.
Mhm.
She asked me if we were still in need of more masks, and I told her, I said, well, at this point, I believe everybody has at least one, but we're trying to get, everybody to be able to have two. So she's working on them again this week, and she will reach out and let me know what she has to bring more in.
Have we given them a gift certificate or anything yet?
Not yet, but we'll definitely do something for them.
I still see families coming in.
Mhm.
Not a lot, some. I saw there was a sign posted out front.
So we are not kicking people out.
Yeah,
We are strongly encouraging, we have several signs that say shop solo, we have shop solo throughout the store.
right.
We can also remind them, hey, we're trying to get people to shop solo. I'm okay with that, but at this point, we're not kicking that second person out. We're trying to hope that we can shame
Home
them
Depot is.
into doing it. Because I'm not in the business of kicking
Sure.
people out of the store yet, especially if a good shopper. So we want to try to enforce that message, but
Yeah.
some of them may have a good reason
A
for it.
reason for that.
And maybe we don't know that reason, but for now, that's where we stand. Tomorrow it may change, but right now, we'll remind them, we have signage, and I think most people are shopping solo. There are the few that aren't, yes, I agree. And what we'll do is encourage them to, well, you wait 2 minutes and then you sneak in and we'll pretend we don't know each other. And it'll just be playing the game, so,
Yeah.
Anything else, anybody? And certainly, come see us afterwards.
Or
any
anytime.
question you have, anytime. It
Anytime.
doesn't have to be right here in this forum.
Mm-mm.
We have existing teepee on the shelves now.
Yeah, we,
Yeah, yeah.
Sweet.
so I think that maybe the TP,
So
TP
they still
started-
are,
They caught up.
we still are limited to one package, except for the small rolls or 10. You can buy 10 of those, but one roll,
One multi-pack.
one multi-pack,
Yeah.
that's it. And if you see them buying it every day, just remind them, please.
If they need that much toilet paper now, they probably should have seen a doctor before.
But if over the weekend, we still have some on the shelf, I'd say we're doing our.
Yeah, you're doing it.
We don't have to
We're
worry too
veterans,
much.
but
All right, everyone?
Thanks.